Now, hey y'all, welcome to the DizzyCast podcast. This time we not in VR. The main reason I was in VR last time is because the topic's some kind of way related to VR. Also, it's because I'm lazy to put on my headset today. Today we have
Oh,
my friends, Dragon the Get. Tell me, how you doing today?
man, I'm doing alright, man. Man, I just had some Bay J, and I ain't gonna lie, it was
That is
crazy.
understandable. How you doing today, Kaizen VA? Your mic is a little quiet, but understandable. How you doing today, aloe vera sauce?
Good. I just got an ad on your stream about Return to Kirby Land, and it looks exactly like the free-to-play version that's on Switch
Hell yeah, get
that
free
came out way
Kirby shit.
before. It's like,
Yeah, it's just a Wii
but I'm
game.
doing good.
I bet that's good. That's good. Today we talking about something a little serious,
Wait,
huh?
I think your stream lagging.
Oh my fucking god! Every day it's some new shit.
Yeah.
Is
It
it-
was like it's having like spikes because I'm looking at it right now. It's good now.
okay, bet. Today we're talking about something a little serious. We're talking about uh homelessness and hostile design. Y'all, everybody knows
Yeah.
what homelessness is. It's when you ain't got nowhere to call home. But hostile design is the fact that like people or like government, cities, all of them don't like to see people being homeless. So what they do is they prevent ways for homeless to sleep on their streets. And not in the way that like in the good way of like getting them housing or shit like that. I mean in a way of saying, fuck you, you homeless bum. Here's some spikes. Try to sleep on that, bitch. And that's very vile in my opinion. Because I've seen a lot of those. A lot of like different like you could tell certain places, you could tell when like they're actually like a design choice versus actually like them just saying fuck the homeless, because some places
Yeah.
have like just like spikes in their like like next to their big ass windows and shit. Like what the fuck the spikes are for? Like there's no reason for the spikes to be there besides to prevent people from sitting and laying down right there. Why else would you have like a fucking like like a rail thing right in between a bench that's not that big for like that's that a rail thing in between a bench that has like 5 seats at most, and you have it like
Yeah.
you have like a fucking like rail on it every fucking like 2 feet, so barely anybody can ever like really sit there anyway. You did it so you can so homeless people can't lay down right there.
Yeah, it'd be painfully obvious
Yeah.
too with the way they be saying it though. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's obvious towards the fact that it's like it's right there where benches are supposed to be a place where people just chill and stuff like that. But now that they're adding these signs, it's like it's almost as if nobody can chill there anymore, and it's just I don't know, kind of just ruined by the fact that they're making these like stupid designs that go against the homelessness and just people that just want to chill and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't help the
Can I say
fact that
something?
homelessness is still like growing to
Go
this
ahead.
day. So yeah.
I was going to say, sorry not to cut Dragon off, but I know in the South where I'm from, and I've lived there for like over a decade, almost 2 decades, that it was they didn't really have hostile design. What they had was they just straight up didn't have shit. No fucking benches, no any of that. Like they didn't have any spiky grounds. They just didn't give a fuck. Like homelessness really isn't like that's not really a hostile design for there. But I do know that up north, like because I remember the first time I heard about hostile design was the governor in New York that was designing like he made homelessness a crime and basically did hostile design up there. So, as far as I know, down south, the cities don't really give enough. Like at least like not to say like Houston and all the rich cities in Atlanta. No, I'm talking about down south. Y'all know the hood ghetto cities. They don't even give a fuck. They just homelessness is a part of the community. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
And actually, I think some of the places down there are pretty. I don't want to say it's nice because it's not a good situation, but they're pretty lenient on homelessness, and they'll let you sleep like downtown in front of the closed buildings. Like if the buildings are closed, you can sleep there, or like because I remember going downtown and I seen some like homeless people having like they had jackets over them and they were asleep. So I'm just assuming that like the city just doesn't really punish them. But I know that like hostile design is like it makes no sense to spend money on it because it's like, how about you spend all that money on hostile design on an actual place for them to go, like expanding homeless shelters.
They don't give a fuck about helping the homeless. They just don't want to see them. It's more like it's like they care more about the property value of the area than like actual people. Because if they put like as like half as much amount of money that they put into hostile design and shit, like it's actual cities paying for shit like this. Like these people could actually have a place to live instead of like you just doing this to prevent them from like just laying down. Like even in places where they can't even like you can barely even see people, like under bridges, they lined up like a whole like I think it was like hold on, let me look it up. I have it right here. In Sao Paulo in Brazil, they installed rocks to prevent homeless people from fucking like resting under a bridge, which is the dumbest shit ever because they're under a bridge. They cannot fucking like not many people can see under there. Like you
You
can
know what
let
I'll
people
say?
rest there. Hey, what's good, McCoy? Hey, what's up?
I was gonna say, while we're on the topic of hostile design, let's actually tread back to the causes of homelessness because I feel like that is an important thing we need to discuss before we get too deep into the end of the course.
That's facts.
I want to say this. Okay, so
Yes,
why
homelessness.
is it the way I see it, right? Is like there's two types of homeless people. There's the homeless person that's out there trying, doing the most that they can, and you know, basically they're just an innocent person trying to make it. And then you have the homeless people that ruin it for the good ones, and it's really not their fault because drugs are addictive and it's super easy to
The
slip up
fact
and
that
get
you
on
immediately
them.
went to the drugs, that's crazy.
But that's a fact though.
Because
Sometimes that can
it's
happen.
true. It's
Yeah,
no,
no, I
because
know, I know.
listen.
Yeah.
It's not even crazy because listen, how many times have you heard people say, "I'm not donating. He's gonna spend it on crack. I'm not donating. He's gonna go get an alcohol bottle. He's just gonna go drink." Like
Because the
that's
harmful
is a
stereotype.
huge. It's a harmful stereotype that is very prevalent. Like it's one of those stereotypes where it's like you literally like when you hear about black stereotypes, most of them are outdated and none of that shit happens. When you hear about like homeless people stereotypes about like drinking, I've legitimately seen a homeless person do a line off of a gas station pump. Like that's real. And
God damn.
it's sad
We got
because
some.
you want to help these people,
Yeah.
but what they need to do is they need to we need to I know you want to give them a home instantly. We need to,
Do things.
it's like a psychological thing. It's a thing about the mindset that they have because you give a homeless person a home and a job, if they're addicted to drugs, they're not going to be able to upkeep it.
You need to get them
And it's
rehab
just a sad
centers
fact.
too.
Crack house.
Yeah, we need exactly. It's going to turn into a drug house, and it's going to be a trap house, and then we need to have rehabilitation plans. There needs to be plans to get these people in a state of their life where they will be able to move forward into it.
And a lot of
And
people don't want to set up rehab cities near their cities or anything, or, like because if they have a rehab center near their city, that'll make it seem like, oh damn, y'all got a lot of crack addicts around here, don't you? Property value down.
Doo-doo.
Honestly, rehab has a lot of negative, like, what's a correlation with it?
Connotation.
Because
Connotation. Yeah.
connotation. Because rehab isn't just for drug addicts. Let's start there. It's it's for any addiction. It's
It's
for
not even just for
anything
addictions. It's for
if you need
It's
help.
just
If you need
for
help with something,
anyone that wants to turn their life around. Yeah.
like if you get into a car accident and your legs don't work, and then like after like a few like months of surgery, you're gonna need to have rehabilitation for your legs.
Because you gotta suffer with the fact that like your legs ain't gonna work. So you need to, just go do that shit. It's not even a bad thing, really.
McCoy's making good
and
points
so
in the
that's why.
comments too.
Yeah.
But we weren't saying every homeless person is a drug addict, but you do have the good majority that ruin it for everybody. Like it's not. It's just the plain facts. Like I've seen plenty of homeless people that have kids and they're perfectly, they're sober. They just need a place to live. But then you have it creates the negative stereotype that people don't want to donate because it's like he's just gonna go to the ABC store. And the ABC store, if you don't know what that is, it's an alcohol liquor store, and it really is fucked up. Like I feel like there needs to be a big push of like, how about I've seen people do this. I think it's a pretty good idea. I don't think it's really harmful. I've seen people give Walmart gift cards to homeless people or Target gift cards.
That's a good idea.
With gift cards, you can't buy alcohol. So it really it helps. I guess it's safe on both parties because it lets those people know that you care about them, and it also lets you reassured that they're not going to spend it on ruining it. Like it's good on both parties. But one thing that kind of makes it bad is, do y'all remember the cough syrup and lean shit?
Yes.
Cough syrup.
Like people keep on finding new ways of like making drugs, but the thing is, the government just says, "Oh, these are the bad people. These are bad fucking people. Fuck them, damn them to hell." And instead of actually realizing that maybe there's reasons why people feel like they need these substances. Maybe we need to get better mental health care. Maybe we need better rehabilitation. Maybe we need better education.
And that's honestly that's what I get. Where it's like homelessness starts because of the way that the system. It goes way beyond even just homelessness. It goes to how does our country tackle education from K through to 12th grade, and then the job opportunities. Getting a college degree doesn't even matter anymore because unless you're getting a doctor's degree, your degree means nothing because degrees are deplenished. Degrees, I don't know the word, but they go down very fast.
Diminish.
They diminish in value extremely fast here in the United States. Like getting a bachelor's degree, getting your 4-year degree means nothing anymore. Back in the 90s, that was huge. It was like, oh shit, you went to college for 4 years, you can get any kind of job and pay off a house in 30 years. Nowadays, it's
parents are so crazy about it. About the children going to college and stuff. Because back then, it was heat to go to college. Not saying that college isn't heat now, but if you look at the statistics and all, yeah,
it's not. Let's just be real. College is basically you like. That's why a lot of people, and I agree with it. I feel like the government needs to invest more into what's it called?
Education.
Oh my gosh,
community college.
No, community colleges, not community colleges, and certifications. Certifications like getting like your plumber's certification or getting an electrician or getting like I feel like more jobs need to support those type of schools where you only have to go for like maybe like a semester or two and then you're done. Like because it's a lot cheaper and it's a lot easier for people who don't do well.
Those are necessary jobs for people. Like, we need plumbers. We need electricians.
And there's not a lot of investment in these careers because people just are so used to, oh, go be a doctor, go be a lawyer, go do this, go do that. But it's like, there are plenty of jobs that we need that no one's investing in. And it's not our job to invest in them. It's the state's job. It's the country's job to give people the resources.
They
Not
need to
And
put Kai Cenat in a public in a plumber what you call it? Yeah.
not
Yeah.
many
They
people
need
will
to put him
say
in
this
one of
though.
those.
Everybody will say like you make big money. You make big money when you're in these jobs, but they'll never like actually tell you like the rest of the shit about it. Like you're a lot more likely to like unalive yourself as a doctor than somebody that's a plumber. You're a lot more like, and that's not even just like from like the job itself. That's just like your depression and like your mindset from like the job itself. Like you're a lot more likely to kill other people as a doctor than as a fucking plumber or electrician.
well,
Like
that's a little bit of an extreme, but I
it's
get
an
it.
extreme,
It's
but
an
it's
extreme, but
facts.
yes. But at the same time, don't make that the main focal point. I was just trying to say is just like I'm just
You're
talking
right.
about financial wise. I'm
Yeah.
talking about like the amount of money you would have to spend to get a doctor's degree to be able to become a professional in your career, which is over 10 years of education. That is not like
That's not light.
that's not simple. That's expensive and that's stressful, and then you're going to be in debt
Mm-hmm.
because not every 90 probably 95% of this country, and when they if they attend college, 5% is getting a free ride, or their scholarships cover maybe half of it, but half is nothing. Like when I was going to school, I got lucky, but at the same time, it was still expensive because even if you have a full ride, you still have to pay for your food because they're only going to give you so much food in college. They're not going to give you
Mm-hmm.
enough to keep you full. And then you still have to pay for books because yes, you have the tuition money for your books, but that stuff starts to add up, and then then your money runs out. Then what? Once your scholarship money runs out, it's on you. And so education should not be the only pathway to success. Like I feel like that's what really causes a lot of homelessness is because people push college on everybody, not realizing that you spend $50,000 and now you're in debt and you can't even get a job with your degree.
Mm-hmm.
Then what? It's not
Uh,
it's not a straight path, and I feel like they need to make more ready and available options outside of high school. Like we need to start promoting I still can't get the word, but like certification jobs. Those are very simple to get outside of high school and they can last you a lifetime.
oh, what about trades, or I forgot what it's
Trade,
called,
Trade
but yeah.
skills,
that's the word.
yes.
That's the
Yeah.
word. Trade school. Trade schools, that's the exact word I was looking for. Trade schools are such a missed opportunity. And I think the reason why honestly is because once you get your trade certification, unless you're working for a company that offers you a 401k for your retirement, you're pretty much going to be working for the rest of your life unless you start your own company maybe. And that I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure exactly how competitive the trade school business is, but I can guarantee like I always hear about, oh yeah, I was a construction worker for 5 years and now I'm retired, or I this that plumber electrician. Like I hear good things about those career paths, and they can be physically tiring, but they're making a living and
Yeah.
they live comfortably. Like, and honestly, it's a healthy lifestyle if you think about it. Like if your job is working out all day, you're getting an exercise and you're getting a livable wage.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's because I hear construction workers and electricians and plumbers making more money than teachers who go to school and get a master's degree. Okay, like
Yeah.
point. It's just simple as that. Like that's why I say degrees really just start. It's a scam. It used to be good, but I think the country fell behind about 20 years.
It really did.
It's even more crazy because even if you do get into a good college, you'll never know what's gonna happen, dog. Like,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, you getting a good job and whatnot, but like, you'll never know if your professor say fuck you or something like that. Because it really depends. It deeply depends on the school. Like, even if you get into a good school, bro, that doesn't mean that your
You
life is gonna be like perfect afterwards, bro. Like, it's nah, bro. It's still kind of like shaky
I got
and whatnot.
I got something real good to add on to what Bakor said in the comments. So for all the people, if you're watching it on YouTube, you can see it right there. But a lot of homeless people, I've heard about this from like some guy did an interview. He interviewed a lot of the homeless people in his city, and they said that some homeless people will legitimately try to go to jail on purpose because at least they're guaranteed a place to sleep and they're guaranteed food every day.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard about that. That is something
Yeah.
that is actually pretty. It's not as outlandish as you would think, and I was shocked to hear about it at first, but it makes sense because it fucks up your permanent record, but at that point, they don't care about the record; they just care about survival.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
going to jail to get a guaranteed place to sleep and eat, that's a deal for a lot of people. And it's not as and then we got to get into the whole like, why don't you just join the military outside of high school so you won't be broke? That is not as simple as you would think. A lot of people think that, you don't want to go to school, go ahead and join the army. When you sign and agree to join the army in the military, you are agreeing here in the United States that they can test whatever new drugs or medicine or weapons or whatever on you. Like you are legally now the government's test subject, and that's not. A lot of people don't want to put their life at risk just for survival. Like going to jail, you would have a better time surviving jail than surviving in the army, depending on what's happening. Like I personally feel like when I was graduating, Donald Trump was still in office, right?
Mm-hmm.
I knew so many people dreamed about going to the army, but then like when Donald Trump got elected all throughout high school and then they graduated, they said, hell no, I'm not doing it because he be talking too much shit and I'm about to get blown up. Just as simple as that. Like I knew a lot of people who wanted to be in the army field and they wanted to use weaponry and fight for the country. But when Trump was here, they were like, "Fuck that, hell no," because it's not. It's just negative there's negatives on both sides. So you guys can continue.
It crazy, bro.
It's
Like
wild.
I think a lot of people go the easy way out of going in the army because you're protected for life, I guess, and stuff like that. But people don't realize that that's what I'm saying. Like your whole life is at risk. Like bro,
Not
it's
even
a
There are
lot
so many
better to
homeless
go
veterans.
to like an
There's so many
easy
homeless veterans.
job than just like doing the army. Because the army, you don't know what's gonna happen. With like a regular, let's say you work at Walmart or something like that, then it's a lot simpler. Nah, bro. You might be fighting for your
You bring up a
country.
really good point.
Yeah.
You bring up a super good point. I want to add to that. Okay, so I just thought about something, right? So
Yeah.
in the army, back in the day, back in the way days before we were born, in the army, the way they would spread their propaganda to get you to join would be like free education while you're here in the army. You can get a free college degree here, and we're gonna send you monthly veteran paychecks so you can pay off for a house. But how does this? So then, how are we getting homeless veterans? Like, what is the military and army doing? Like, why are they denying people a chance to live after serving? Like,
Oh,
why is
because once you out of the service, a lot of like restaurants and like stores and places they'll have a veteran discount, but the rent don't. Rent ain't got no
the
discount like
veterans?
that.
Honestly, and that really makes me think because okay, I have friends, right? Like, and my cousin gets this too, and I have some other friends where like my uncle was in the military, and my my other matter of fact, a lot of my uncles were in the military, and so is like my friend's mother, and they get like the descendants, right? They get monthly checks, and it's like $2,000 a month until they turn. It's from the age of like birth until you turn like 25, I think. So like I really honestly like I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, wow. So imagine being a kid getting $2,000 a month for basically your entire life until you're 25. From the age of 1 to 20, that's a lot of money. I'm gonna do the calculations while you guys talk.
But the thing is, that shit is only for like the kids. It's not for the adults. And
No, I know the adults
like,
get it too though, because my uncle gets one.
well, not that don't they don't get it to everybody then, because a lot of people, a lot of veterans are homeless. A lot. I feel
Which
like
is it?
for the homeless population, I feel like a good like maybe 10%, maybe 15% is
Oh,
are veterans.
and another thing I left out. Also, the kids of the veterans also gets to go to any college in the United States for free. Like as long as they show proof of their parents was a veteran. But that's also so then that makes me think: are they legitimately just picking and choosing who is getting these benefits and
They are.
like why is that? Which is that's wrong.
It
That's
is.
not right. All the
Mhm.
money that the military here in the United States gets, and I know like we have some viewers who aren't from here. So let me break it down. The military is the most funded
Ghetto.
service
Oh,
this country has. Like every every other service, our education broke, our police department. I mean, in some
They're the
states they're
second
rich,
most.
but it's the second most until you start getting to like the ghetto areas, and then it's like, girl, but they still be richer than the ghetto, but they also ghetto, and then but the military is the most funded, and it's silly because we don't even need half of the things we have. It's just that they're like, oh, we need to be prepared. We need to collect them all like Pokemon toys.
Mm-hmm.
In reality, we don't use half that shit. They could sell half of the military's items and it would cover almost every educational and like systematic issue we have. Not including hunger, because hunger is expensive and that's just gonna forever be a problem because of population. But in terms of like education and getting everybody to a higher state of like consciousness to be able to pick a better life for free, mind you, because community colleges should be free, it would be so much. It would be so much smoother. But that's as much as we have. We can't do anything about it because there's no people out here who are saying, vote me for president and I'm gonna take care of it. Because no,
Mhm.
the presidents here, none of them can because it's up to the Senate and it leaves us a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm.
bro, a government is just like an icon. Like they don't cover much of what's happening because the three major governments supposed to look after each other. But if you realistically look at it for what it is, presidency is like the weakest out of all the three governments.
Yeah.
All of them, bro. Like heavily. It's not even like funny or anything. Like that's really how it is,
They're
bro.
just they're just a mascot. They're literally just the government's mascot. Like
Mm-hmm.
it, and then that's why I really get upset about the governors in our states because like the New York governor making homelessness a crime, but then not doing anything to prevent homelessness. That really pissed a lot of people off.
Yo,
Like it makes
that's why
no
nobody
sense.
don't like him.
How? Like, how does he? And it's really funny because there's a lot of beef between New York and LA niggas, and like they hate each other and saying, "Oh, which one's better?" At least the governor in LA is actually listening to the people and trying, and he's doing as much as he can. Because the nigga in New York, I don't understand how New York can be such a diverse and accepting place towards differences, but then have issues like this. It blows my mind.
It got man.
Yeah. Oh.
And I really want to do my research on the governor over there too, because I need to know. Like, I remember when it got announced. Like, was it pre-pandemic or in the middle of the pandemic? It was like it was in the middle, right?
I think it was
To be
pre-pandemic,
honest, I
but I'm
didn't
not
even know
sure.
that we had a different government. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not sure. I
Either that
think
or
it
I
was
forgot. But
pre-pandemic.
yeah.
That's it. That's honestly worse. You got to think about it. If that law was released pre-pandemic and regular people who were able to afford housing went homeless, imagine what the pre-homelessness niggas was doing.
They
Yo,
was
fighting for the
they was
damn
Like,
rights.
suffering.
Cause then quarantine happened and everybody had to stay home. So what about the homelessness?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my god.
They ain't have no fucking options besides suffer, really.
and I will say, there was a point where like I wouldn't say it was like I was harshly homeless, but like I was, struggling in between houses for about 2 points in my life. One time when I was 3, and then one time when like it was like probably like 2 or 3 years back. And basically, it's just a thing of like I was lucky enough to have like I was staying at a hotel. I stayed with some family and friends, but it wasn't because of my financial situation. It was just because of natural events, like like storms, like Hurricane Katrina happened, and the whole town was pretty much homeless. Right? It's like it
Mhm.
was
Yeah.
kind of like that. It's like homelessness isn't always about money. It's also about like, what if your area or what if your home is destroyed? What if your area, a natural disaster comes by and fucks it up? That's also a cause of homelessness, and
Yup.
it sucks. Like,
But the government gonna look at it and be like, "Nah, you was doing drugs, bro. Your house was doing drugs, bro. Got you, bro. We got you."
and I had
Your house was doing drugs.
let me tell you, when my house, I had a house fire, and my house burnt down, and when that happened, the insurance gave us like a month to live in a hotel, and then like a month free, and then we went and stayed with my godmother. And while we were lucky to have that, what they don't tell you is like you have to prove that the fire happened. Yes, and it was some bullshit because it was on the news. It was all of it was 100% like out there, and they said we want the fire department's record. It took the fire department so long, we were able to move it to the house before we got the fire record.
Mm.
Like,
Hold on.
what? How
So,
did it take? Yeah,
so you mean to tell me that they could have just like walked up to what was your house and be like, "Nah, that's not your house. Like, yeah, it's
because
your
Bro,
house, but it's not your house."
who said there
some
was a
people
fire
push.
here?
They do it because some people do insurance fraud and burn their houses down on purpose. But it was literally proven by the fire department and the news. Basically, how it happened is lightning struck. We lived in like these old apartments, and
Mm,
lightning struck the attic of this building, the apartment next to us, and in their attic, it had the electrical system for the house. Now I can
yeah.
these apartments were built in like the 70s, maybe 60s. So I don't know why they put the electric stuff in the attic, but it was up there. It hit an electrical box up there, and boom, all 5 apartments that were connected to each other burnt down.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how home insurance takes so long. That process is very long, and they don't give you but only a month of free living in a hotel. So imagine if we were new to that city and didn't know anybody. Imagine if we didn't have any family. Imagine if it was just like nothing. Like I could like it's not. That's why I say like a lot of people say, "Oh, just have insurance, you'll be fine." Insurance isn't as good as y'all think.
It
Like,
really ain't.
and you can pay for the most top tier insurance and still get fucked over.
Mm-hmm.
Like my nigga, Law and Order is not real. I'm tired of this, bro. Every time I watch Law and Order, my family be like, "Man, they should have had insurance." No,
Oh,
bro.
oh, I didn't even tell you. I didn't even tell this. Not only was it a month of the hotel, right? That
Mm,
month, that money that would add up for every night of staying in the hotel for a month is taken out of the amount of money you get back in your insurance refund so you can buy new furniture. Yeah,
oh,
I didn't even
oh,
that really wasn't a free month because that money that you would spend per night living in the hotel for a month is taken out as a deductible on your check that you get. So you're not getting the full money. Because I mean, you're technically getting it because you lived in a hotel for a month, but I feel like that should just come as an added on bonus. Why should I have to? You see, I'm paying for insurance, but yet you're making me use pretty much like over 1,000 guaranteed thousands of dollars to live at a hotel.
mm.
Very
And
vile.
That's
and then
weird, bro.
it was 3 of us, and the hotel room only had it was a 2 bedroom, like no separation, no personal space type of hotel. Like they didn't even give you like a 2 bedroom hotel.
Mm-mm.
And so yeah, insurance is not like God's here. Like, oh, I got insurance, I'm covered. Barely, barely covered. Like you are by the skin of your teeth. And by the way, they don't give you enough money to cover every single item in your house. They just give you, these are boomers that are sitting at a computer estimating the average value of everything you put down on your list, because you have to name the item, you have to give them the price that the item cost and how long you had it for. So they're pretty much, they don't know what they're doing. They're just sitting there like, what is a NVIDIA GX $1,500 graphics card? We're gonna say that was $20. You good? You good? That's basically
You
what
must
they
made
do.
he must have made a goddamn bomb in there or something. That's $5.
God, on God, I'm telling you, like you would have said PS5, they would have said $200. There you go, you good. That's literally what they
PS5? Do. Man, I've seen a Nintendo go for like what, $2? Yeah, that'd be enough. You'd be alright. GameStop selling them shits for like. I've seen.
The
I've
five
seen.
can be for $5.
I just seen somebody
Shit that
sell a
pisses me
PS3
off.
for $20. So PS5 is the same thing. It's just they're
The
both.
shit that pisses me off is like they mainly value like furniture and like necessity stuff, but at the same time, nigga, I pay insurance and I own these. Like, no, you're gonna cover every fucking thing in this house because, bitch, unless you gonna go to Sony and make them build me a PS5 because they're sold out everywhere, you gonna do that?
Yeah.
Like, no. Imagine, like, bro, I lost so much shit. I'm not even. Oh, I low-key get angry thinking about all the shit that I can't get back that like was a once in a lifetime fucking item. But yeah, so no, you get cucked and you can end up homeless just from a lightning bolt hitting your house in the right spot.
And
so
the government will say, "Fuck you."
Y'all, they don't care about nobody but themselves.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't talk about global warming next podcast. Now, let me stop. Nah, bro.
Talk to me,
And
Kaiser.
honestly,
You've
the
been quiet
government.
a little bit.
Oh, no, go ahead, Kai.
Shit. I think you know what, that shit makes sense though, because I remember, because I think I don't know if I told Al about, but there was that one time I lost a fucking PlayStation 3, bro, my Wii, PS2. I didn't get none of that shit back either, bro, because we were staying in the hotel too, so it was like, you know what, that shit makes a lot of sense now. So that,
Bro, I'm
The
telling you,
insurance company said, "Fuck you."
If they didn't include that hotel stay on the insurance money, I guarantee you I could have got at least half of my stuff back. Like, the only thing I was able to get with my insurance money, I want you to know, like, after we bought the furniture and all the necessity kitchen stuff, you know, the stuff you really need, and the beds and all that. After all that, I was able to get a $500 computer from Best Buy that was pretty much crap, and at most, what I mean, I had a good Christmas, but that was because of family, and family is not insurance. That's your family. So yeah, honestly, really thinking about it, you don't get shit back. Like, you really don't. I was lucky enough that, you know, because my dad was in the army, and so I had some money saved up, and I was able to get myself like a new desk, and I was able to get myself like an iPad. Like, I got a little bit of my stuff, but no, I'm never gonna have all my stuff again. Like, that was thousands of dollars that they're just not gonna replace. And even if you have, like, we had a pretty good insurance plan. Like, I don't know the full details, but from when I was, because it took us like a week to fill out the entire sheet of all the items we were missing from the fire.
Yep.
And yeah, based on the list, it should have been worth almost double, if not triple, what they gave us.
Yep.
So
I think it's
low key,
bullshit.
it's like if you end up going homeless, they'll basically say "fuck you," and if you are homeless, fuck you. Because it's like, because most of them people don't see, like, it's a very greedy system. Because like helping people that are homeless doesn't put anything into the pockets of like of these companies and these people and shit. So they're like, nah, they can stay on the street, just not where I can see them.
By the way, I wanted to mention this. I never heard of a such thing as renter's rebate where I'm from. Never. I don't know if my state just didn't do that shit, but renter's rebate, yeah, never heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Like that would have been so helpful to have, especially in a situation like that.
Oh yeah,
Like
it depends on where you
oh,
live. It depends on what state you live,
also
because tax and shit.
after the fire, I feel like the nicest thing that happened after the fire was that we got a gift card. It was like a $400 gift card to Walmart, or maybe it was like less than that. I think it might have been like 250, maybe 300. But my mom added some money onto it as well. It was like right after the fire. They took us. They ordered like Domino's pizza for everybody and Papa John's, and they ordered like a whole bunch of food. And we were like sitting in the office building, and they gave us gift cards from like, did I say Red Cross Blue Shield? Girl, that's ghetto. Not that. It was some type of company. They was real nice. I don't know. There was like we helped fucked up ass shit people, so they helped us.
Fucked up ass shit, people.
No, I can say that it was my house fire. That shit sucked. And so, we went to Walmart. That shit goes fast. Money goes fast whenever you're in an emergency situation. Like when we had to buy like 2-3 sets of clothes per person because you want to have clothes to change into. We were wearing like the only thing I had after that house fire was my tie-dye Crocs, my iPhone SE, some red basketball shorts, and a t-shirt. That was the only thing, but the only thing I had after that fire was the clothes on my back. So we had to go to Walmart and get a whole bunch of like necessity shit, new medicine. And and by the way, since we want to talk about insurance and replacing shit, I couldn't get a new asthma inhaler until the records came back because all the insurance information we had burnt up in the fire. So I had to wait about a good like 2 weeks after the house fire to get a new asthma inhaler.
That's
Because
fucked.
the health insurance has to have proof that everything happened so they can replace it. Because medicine also has to be replaced. So yeah, luckily, okay, this is really fucked up to say, but everybody that I was living with had asthma, so we had an extra inhaler because my mom carried one in her purse. So we had an extra one. So this is the only good time that everybody is fucked up like me. Because at least now we got something. We could share it. But yeah, imagine being single in that situation alone and your health insurance isn't replacing your medicine that you need because it's a life or death, medicine that you have to have.
That's mad
And
fucked up. That's why we need free healthcare. We ain't got that.
and
Oh
so,
yeah, you Americans don't have any free healthcare, man. Oh my god, man.
girl, I hate when them British girl, you eat beans and toast. Okay, like you sit there, you cut the fish head off of a fish and serve it on a bed of rice and say, now we eating fancy, bitch. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. The only fancy shit you got is a damn cookie that you burnt in the oven and you dipping it in some tea because that shit is crunchy as fuck and you need to be able to chew it. You're not trying to break your fucked up ass teeth. You bitches need braces at birth. Okay, I'm sick of that shit. I hate when other countries be like, "Oh, it's so easy, move here, bitch." No, because we really got to talk about that. That's also a big problem. Other countries love to brag about, "Oh, free this, free that." Y'all are shit too.
Yeah.
I want you to know, y'all are. I know plenty of people from Canada that say they wish they could move to America because free healthcare, yeah, bullshit. All the other shit that goes on around there is just as bad as it is here. Okay, bitch, like you are no better. You are no better. And y'all want to talk about some, pip pip cheerio, you Americans, y'all don't like black people. Let's talk about that. Y'all are the entire reason the planet is racist. Y'all are literally the planet's racist, like Iron Man heart. Y'all are keeping racism alive. Fuck is y'all talk? Y'all want to talk about?
And
Fuck
Henry
y'all
Ford.
niggas. Right?
It's
Yeah.
even
Fuck.
more crazy because I've seen third world countries talk shit about Americans, and it's like, then we bomb y'all. Anywho, yeah,
Oh my
like
god.
homeless people, it's crazy, Like I just can't believe it.
You can't flow. You did not flow that shit right at all, nigga.
Yo,
You
shut
did not
up,
flow
bro.
back to the
Shut
conversation
up.
at all. You just said we bombed y'all. Oh no, homeless is crazy. Oh my god.
I hate it.
Mhm.
No, because what really gets me, this is going to be a little bit controversial. It's not going to be too bad. I know exactly how to word this. Now let's talk about it. The whole Ukraine situation, right? Because nobody talked about this. Everybody was scared to bring it up. Oh, let's really. I'm gonna be the one to say it because people already have been saying it. America gave Ukraine $1 trillion or 1 billion. Like they gave them a fat ass huge number. Like it was in the billions or trillions. But where was that money during the pandemic? Where was that? Because
Yeah,
them $2,000 stimulus checks was not equaling to a billion or a trillion. There was not. You sent them niggas so much money. Where's this money for the education? Where's this money for us to get some help? So y'all have the money to donate, and
it's
I know they had to do
because
it because they have war contracts and they have contracts with countries because of World War II, and so they have to help these people out when they need help. Yes, and they deserve the help. They needed it, but y'all act the American government loves to act so broke until Ukraine gets bombed and they have $1 trillion to throw away.
Mhm.
Like really?
Like where the
I
fuck was
really want
all
to talk.
that when you need to solve the housing crisis? People are homeless, and you have $1 trillion just burning a hole in your pocket.
like, where was all this when COVID first dropped?
Mm-hmm.
And our hospitals needed the resources to treat COVID. We wouldn't even
Mm-hmm.
be having COVID Part 9 if it wasn't for y'all, bro. What? Like, yo,
I blame a lot of the
Wait, here
anti-vaxxers as
we go.
well.
Here we
huh?
go. Since 2014, United States has committed $27 billion to Ukraine. So you're telling me they have been in
Since
2014. I don't know what they was going
2014.
through. Yes, so they've been donating to them since 2014, and it has ranked up to $27 billion. So you're telling me we have been helping another country survive, but we can't help. No, we apparently are too broke to help America.
Like
We
I can
too broke to
understand,
help
yes, they need
here.
help, but nigga, you had that money available, and you just didn't use it
Since
for homeless
2014.
people. You just
I
didn't
mean,
want to help our people.
they've had that money since 2014, which means they had it before 2014, which means all the shit that's happened, they don't give a fuck about.
Mm-hmm.
It really is crazy. It is so crazy. And you know what? I hope I'm gonna say this. I hope there was some
Oh,
POC over there in Ukraine that really got a hold of that money and are using it and cherishing it. Because I want America's racist ass. They don't want to help the niggas here, but they want to go. Oh, you know what? Yeah, they think they slick because they think, oh, there ain't gonna be no black people over there. We're gonna give them money because that's what they do. They never give the black community any money or any Hispanic
Mm-hmm.
community or Asian community. They don't help anybody but themselves
Mm-hmm.
in this
I
country.
hate it. It's so
So I
stupid because
hope.
they acknowledge ghettos, right? They acknowledge all that. They acknowledge where the hood niggas are at, but don't try to like
No,
give
they
them money. They actually try to
gentrify it.
gentrify. Yup, they do that, but they
That's why
won't
I'm
help
gonna say,
give
I
money
hope
to
it
it,
was
bro.
some. I hope some nigga was over there, and I hope he is rich now. I hope he got a hold of some type of business money, and he's thriving right now, or she is thriving right now with money. I hope some POC is over there with a business after that war. I hope they started a brand new trend and got rich because they deserve it. Because I'm so sick of the fact that they don't want to give anybody money here, but we have all billions of dollars to support other countries. No, we're gonna go ahead and assist. We're gonna assist them. Yeah, we're gonna do that because especially after the whole BLM outbreak that was huge, and they didn't want to do shit about that, but they wanted to send out SWAT teams, and instead of all of that could have been avoided if they would have just passed a new act or donated to something or did something with some money for black folk because it's just so much like
I'll never
they
get
don't
over
care.
the raid on the Capitol and how little they actually did to the people that did that
Like,
versus
bro,
peaceful
it is
protesting.
the capital. It's the
All those,
capital.
all
It's
those
the
white people raided the
capital. Like,
Capitol. All those white people raided the Capitol, and barely anything happened over it. But then you come like, yeah, okay, they went to jail, got crimes, yeah. But then you go to the BLM where people are peacefully. I know there were some protests that were violent. Yes, there were some Malcolm X niggas out there, but there were a lot more
I was one
MLK
of them.
niggas
Nah,
out
let me stop.
there. There are a lot more MLK niggas that were peacefully protesting and trying to, just holding up signs, standing there, not hurting anybody, that got killed on the streets. They killed peaceful protesters. They assaulted peaceful protesters. They air maced. They sprayed children in the face. But yet, when it comes to white people invading the Capitol, oh, I mean, that's because they need their daddy Trump, so we don't care.
The reason is because all the
Oh
police
my
officers
God.
were in that fucking riot. They were just out of uniform.
Oh my god, exactly. That's the shit.
No
That is
wonder.
the whole shit that really blows me is police officers are honestly, if we really want to talk about it, firefighters are the best people in this country that we have for an emergency service, because firefighters are what police officers should be. They will do whatever it takes to protect you. And I've never seen a firefighter go and fucking assault somebody without probable cause. Like
With the
they
axe and hatchets. Like,
right, like they have firefighters do so much good, and like police officers do so much bullshit and get suspended with pay, or they get vacation time, or they get so many free opportunities to just keep doing whatever they want. And they want to talk about it's so hard, doing police work. It is brave work. It is hard work. But when you do it the right way, not when you're just walking around shooting people for loitering. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And
with them
and
apples. Like,
they don't even have to go to school for that long. Police academy is extremely short. It's like community college level. If even lower
2
than that, it's
years.
lower than community. Yeah, like it's nothing.
I
There's no advanced training.
always be thinking. I sitting down, watch videos about police officers and everything, and I just sit there thinking, now what do police officers actually have to do? I know what they're allowed to do. What do they have to do? Like, what is something they are required to do in a situation? Because what I've seen them niggas will like just be absent-minded and just ignore like a whole like very serious situations until they're done. Like,
Oh
and
my
I'm just
god, wasn't there? Oh,
like, I remember like
no, you go ahead.
I've seen like this one man, he fell into like the train tracks on in like the New York subway, and there was a whole bunch of people trying to help him. Guess what the police officer did? He held a
Sit there.
flashlight on him when they were
Oh,
surrounded by
no,
lights.
Bro,
Like, nigga, we don't
wasn't
need to
there,
see him. We are holding him. Help us pull him up.
there was an episode on one of I forgot what adult show it was, but there was an episode where they were trying to expose the police department for being in a ring of racism, and like it's like a racist like cult that they had going on, and it makes so much sense now that I think about it, because police officers, I feel like those niggas have to get paid per fucking crime they bust. Like, do they get a bonus for busting a crime? Because when there's nobody robbing a store or nobody being held at gunpoint, like when there's no actual crimes happening, they just pick up on petty shit and do the most. Like,
They do get
they
paid
have
per
to get
like
paid per
arrest.
crime.
They do be getting like, they have like a quota to make for the shit like that. They have an arrest quota.
I think it's even more funny because like it gets to a point where I'm starting to think that like every time they do like a crime, they always get like the Sonic Adventure 2, then and like the bonus points, bro. Because ain't no way, like, like you get bonus points for shooting someone that's POC. Like, bro, what?
Like, I've heard a story, and this was to a white man. A white man was on like this train, and he was about to be attacked by this random nigga with a knife, and on the other side of the door, there were two police officers watching this nigga get attacked with a knife. So he had to fucking fight out the fucking knife nigga while the police niggas just watched.
Now imagine they arrested him for defending himself.
I'd be mad.
Oh, Lord.
I would have been mad.
Oh my god!
I'm for my life.
Shit that Oh my god, the whole fucking a situation that I still will never let go for the rest of my life was the Breonna Taylor situation. Like when they went into her house, it was like, oh, we didn't know it was the wrong house. So you just bust in anyone's house shooting? This is what we're doing?
That's what they do.
I remember seeing a situation, somebody apartment got raided and it was dark in there and the nigga was asleep. And so he woke up to guns in his face.
That happens so often. It happens so often where police will just break in a nigga house. They got the wrong fucking place and they just shoot it up.
I love watching those videos where it's like the lawyers. It's like the lawyers or the mayor or like it's somebody who's in like they have a legal degree and they get pulled over and the police officer says, "Step out of your car so I can investigate." And then they say you literally don't have the right to. And then police officers are not forced to learn the law. They're only forced to learn what they can enforce.
I've seen niggas. They arrested this one FBI agent. This FBI agent was like, what that say? I know. Like, ooh, fuck. Ugh. Damn. My bad.
And then that entire fucking department gets sued, and then they do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically.
There's not been any fucks given.
I remember one time, I was like, I don't know how old I was, but definitely like maybe under 10. And I was at Aldi's. It's this grocery store that's like a budget-friendly store. And
I love Aldi's.
This police officer was like following me in the store. Mind you, I'm not even 10 years old yet. And my mom was like, you got a problem? What's going on? Because that nigga was like dead ass following us. I'm like, who the fuck? And it's crazy because it's like they do it to kids.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I was like, I don't remember how old I was. I think I was like 14, and I was in this grocery store, and this one nigga was following me. This one fucking nigga just like every time I walked down the aisle, that nigga was like right behind me looking down the aisle.
Mm-mm.
And see, it's like that's why I say like there's so many things that have to happen before homelessness can even get rectified because they're a product of the system. The system itself has to change.
Mm-hmm.
Like
the thing is, they're not going to change the system because that's like a lot of like, because niggas don't like changing shit. Like, well, hold on, wait. So you're saying I have to change the shit that's good for me? Fuck you, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Why the fuck would I do that? This is good for me. No, fuck you. I like this. My kids are playing their PlayStation.
And a lot of it has to do with private investors, people who invest in these departments or these have stocks in these, systems that like support it and they give them money to keep doing the shit in return for a percentage. And it's just like it's so shit. It's so shit. Like it's bad everywhere. But that's all I have on it, and I'm glad because 2 minutes left. So you guys got anything?
I just have to say that we have the Queen's Knights, so they don't hurt us, like that's just not about
How was the Queen's health insurance? That bitch is. Oh, let me stop.
Here's the kingdom.
Here's the kingdom. How would you?
What you talking about?
No,
I'm just talking about Zelda. I like Zelda. There's a problem with Zelda?
Zombie of a husband. Girl, and then she just never mind. I don't want the fucking Pip Cheerios government looking over here.
The Pip Cheerios government.
Girl, what can they do? They got that drill music, bro. Don't, man.
If I say what I'm thinking right now, them clothes gonna call. Not. I was gonna say, didn't they, girl? First of all, didn't Queen Elizabeth get Princess Diana ran over by a car? Like, back because Princess Diana, she was mad because that bitch was a rebel. She literally did everything a queen of royalty was not supposed to do, and so that how Queen Elizabeth was mad. She was like, "This bitch is not finna take over. She's gonna ruin the family name," and so she gagged her. But at the end of the day, now she's gagged. And by the way, they're racist as fuck because a lot of people want to say, "Oh, England ain't even racist no more." They kicked out Prince Harry and his wife because their baby was gonna inherit royalty, and that baby had a quarter of black DNA, not even half. That baby had a quarter of black DNA. Yes, because Prince Harry's wife has a quarter of black DNA in it because his mom is mixed. I mean, her mom is mixed. So that baby didn't even have a full quarter of black in it. And they said it got to drop. It's too much. We not out. He's not an Alabama baby with us. So we don't want
eighth of a darkie. Mm-mm.
You can't say.
I can't say that.
Anyways, guys. It was a good stream. Oh my lord.
Any final words from you, Dragon again?
I just want to say that I'm tired of y'all third world countries talk shit about us. Like y'all literally wake up to bomb, boom, 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 like PTSD type shit. Boom, 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 boom.
That's very vile of you. Any final words, Kaizen VA?
Boom.
Fuck you.
Shut up, man. Shut up. I was gonna say fucking you know what, bro?
Boom.
Shut
Oh
up,
my.
Jack.
Ain't it here?
I was gonna say, you know what? Yeah, we just need to. We just need another Obama, bro. I miss Obama.
Obama didn't help with the
Obamacare.
Obama didn't
No.
help with homelessness. We wouldn't have
Obamacare, bro. No.
Obamacare.
Aloe,
No.
any final words?
My final words is like, there's no president that can help with really anything. It's up to the Senate because the president can only offer a change and then they have to vote on it. So they could just tell that nigga no. So yeah, we just gonna have to actually get the whole entire system. Like the president is like woohoo woohoo every 4 years we vote, but we need to actually get some other shit up in there. And so yeah, go ahead and support y'all local governments and support y'all local politicians because if you want to start change, you have to start it from your own home. Because bitch, you don't live in Washington D.C. And whatever you do there, they have a governor. You gotta go fix. They got shit to worry about. Like. I don't know if they got a governor because they got the president, but you hoes know what I mean. Like, girl, fix what you got going on at home. Go vote for the other shit. Now I don't know what it all is, but do your research because yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And also, Cheerio, bitch, you dead. 6 feet under, smoking that queen pack, bitch. Okay.
I love y'all. I hope your mama them good, your daddy them good, auntie, uncle, all them shit's good. So I know this homeless nigga. His name is Christopher.
You don't know a single homeless person. Do not do this. Do not do this. That is canceled.
His name is Christopher, not related to Columbus. And
you don't know a single homeless person. You don't know a single. You gonna make a joke about homelessness after having a whole podcast about it? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yo, L Dizzy motion, man.
L Dizzy.
And his cousin is a bitch ass nigga in prison right now. And the thing is, before he went to prison,
I'm clipping this.
Before he went to prison, he owed me $5. So I want you to go visit him in prison. I don't know which prison it is.
Yeah,
I need you to go visit him in prison.
$5 for making this bullshit up.
I need you to go visit him in prison and go get my $5 off him. He got a lot of money in commissary. You know he got that money. Okay, I love y'all. Bye.